Welcome to Under the Sun Podcast.
I'm Irene.
And I'm Ilea. We're so glad you're here. Grab a hot
or iced coffee and join us as we talk about everything under the sun. Welcome back to the podcast. We are in a new location, still in Ilea's house, but the podcast room is under construction. And so here we are taking over your entire kitchen.
Yes, my huge table is horizontal in my kitchen. There's electrical extension cords running everywhere and Ethernet from the basement. It's fine.
That's okay though, because this little backdrop stove is adorable.
It's definitely better than our very empty drywall off the walls alternative. But what's great is that we're gonna have by the end of this, we will have a really beautiful set that
yes,
we won't
I'm
take
so
down
excited.
All the time.
We're not going to trip on cords.
Yes, it is going to be strictly a podcast area. We're going to have a door that's soundproof, not soundproof, but sound. Yeah, it's going to be thick. I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, something else to mention is that my child is just in the other room watching an episode of Little Bear, so we can get ahead of schedule. But we want to talk about a recap of what the frick happened in 2024.
What are you doing? What are we doing this year?
Yeah, what's going to happen in 2025?
Yeah.
How was your 2024?
2024 was ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But every year is ups and downs.
Yeah. There's these trends that are happening right now on social media where it's it shows someone talking and be me talking to 2020, December of 23.
Yeah.
Me telling, updating what happened and the person being them basically. And I'm I can relate every single year. I'm this is what happened. And
oh, sorry. Bumped you.
That's right. I thought it was a kid at some point. I was whose kid would that be?
Just me fixing my sleeves.
But yeah, so I feel the exact same way. I can't believe, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's this is the weird thing to bring up, but we've butchered birds this year.
I was going to mention during my intro that the feathers back here from her turkey's butt that we consumed on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's dark, huh?
Is that your milk?
Check
That was me.
1, 2.
Okay, we're good. Perfect.
Yeah, those are the only feathers we kept.
I'm surprised.
We wanted to, but Dave was Leo was sick because it was the night before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And he was literally harvesting a bird at midnight in November with just the headlights from his truck.
Yeah.
And he was I can't save all, because we had to hand pluck the turkeys because they're too big to fit in our plucker. That's
wild.
All words, I'm who are you saying these words about killing another animal? But
I want to go tell the 17-year-old Leah that I met this story and see how she reacts.
I want to tell 17-year-old Ilea a lot of things. I'm you don't know anything. You're really confident. You do know, but you don't know. But yeah, we don't need to talk about her anymore. She's a lot. But I can smell your lip gloss.
It's
what is it? It's berry.
It's Beam. It's not Minerals. It's a different brand. So that's an update. We've been doing Beam Minerals. I've noticed a huge difference. And
Not sponsored, but
I want to get you guys a discount code with them. But there's stipulations. You all know that we're just doing our best.
Yeah.
They are the only company that I've come across so far that we would have to send them stats every month proving that we're posting all these things and we're doing all these things. We have to basically make a spreadsheet. And I'm you either want our people's traffic or you don't. But also we're talking about it, so they're still going to get traffic. But
yeah,
that is a lot of effort for two people who are just
doing our
just
best.
coasting.
Yeah. And I think,
but it does, I feel great. The minerals, it's minerals and it's electrolytes. And if I don't know, somebody has an upset tummy, I'll just pump more electrolytes in, and it's been really nice. So, but this is Beam. This is not Beam Minerals brand. It's a different brand called, is it Beam? But it's called Glow. It's from, I don't know if those of you that follow Rambling Redhead, she has Hashimoto's. And so she's been working with this other company, supplement company, to get something for women specifically with thyroid issues. And so it's kind of just good for all hormone balancing, but kind of specific for thyroid. So been doing that. But it is it has natural flavors, whatever, but it does not taste bad. The first time I didn't mix it and I got that taste of supplement, it was not great. So I can see why they flavor it.
Yeah. there's like a I think it's like bio optimizers or something. It's from, hold on just a second, guys. Hi. What? It's too stuck. Oh, shoot. Let me open the bag for you. It's too hot. That's okay. It got to go pop. There you go. Can you go watch a little bear? And Mommy will be out in just a minute. You'll hear little feet clamoring, and then probably the camera will shake because our floor is very unstable, like a lot of our life.
I was going to say that, but then I was swallowing.
The B minerals, and this, like, honestly, this is not sponsored. Like, I wish, but you recommended them, and I've been taking them. I'm on my third like auto delivery, and now I'm like, my hair is, I feel like growing for the first time.
She's
ever.
Greasy.
I have grease for the first time ever. I think I used to maybe have grease.
Yeah.
And I just
the first time in recent years.
In like the last 10 years, I'm actually having grease. And I feel more balanced and stable. But anyways, I was talking about Bio Optimizer. Again, not sponsored. Have you heard of them? They have like a magnesium complex powder. And it's the only brand I've been able to find of a magnesium complex that has like more than just the 3 ones that make you poop. Like, I don't need help pooping.
You want your stores built.
I want my mineral. Yeah, I want it to be stored up. But the Bio Optimizer is like the first one I found that has like, I think it has like 8 or something.
Oh, nice.
And I do really well on magnesium taurate, and it has it in it, but it has natural flavors in it. So like, you have to just do the best you can with what you got. Cause I'm like, I can't find another brand that has this, and I don't want to buy 8 to 12 different bottles of different magnesiums. Like, I need things to be efficient. I don't want my cabinets to be full of supplements. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know why
There's also something, which is going to sound woo-woo, and I'm sure we've talked about it at some point, but
everybody's used to us.
The woo-woo. But I think there's something to, even if you go somewhere and you might get sick, if you go in thinking, oh, I'm probably going to get sick if I eat this, you're going to get sick if you eat it. And there is like, if I eat gluten, I will throw up. That is like 1 + 1 = 2. That's non-negotiable. But if there's some places, like we'll go to Culver's sometimes and we'll get like the gluten-free bun and I'll eat the fries. And I've noticed like, if I say, oh, I bet these fries are contaminated, I will throw up at 3 a.m. And if I go in thinking, God bless this food, forgive me for eating trash, I am grateful for it. Like, I don't, like, I might have an upset stomach, but I'm not going to vomit. So all that to say, if there's natural flavors, but there's magnesium, if you're going into it thinking like, oh, there's natural flavors, like you're not going to get the benefits of that. Yeah. So you got to just give yourself some.
I know. I feel like we always have this caveat. Like, it sounds woo-woo, but like, we are energetic beings, and like, we're told to pray, and that our food, and like pay it, you know, like I can't remember the exact verse, but like we're supposed to pray over our food and be like with a grateful heart and a thankful heart. And if we're going to anything like Culver's or like supplements that you're not quite sure, you don't like that has natural flavors, like
citric acid, but
it's so annoying. But it's like, it's the best you can do at that moment. Then I say a blessing. I'm like, thank you, Lord, for the supplements and giving us the finances to be able to provide it. Have my body do with it what it needs to. And then I take it. Like, you can only do the best you can with what you got. I don't know how many times I have to put that on a shirt.
Yeah, you do.
Because it's my like life motto. Because I think I'm mentally very hard on myself, and I'm like, and I have to like remind myself.
We should put it on a shirt. We also have to get shirts for these people. So many people want them, but we are trying to get the capacity.
Someday, talk about this year's goal. Okay. We're going to kind of bounce around a little bit because that's just who we are as people. But in 2025, I would like by the end of the year, like to have built this podcast up enough to hire an assistant to like do the things that we don't like to do and aren't good at. Like administrative stuff, like emails, sending out like, just like sending out the link to the person we're going to interview, or sending questions ahead of time. If we were ever to prepare that much. Like I prefer the natural conversation.
So do I,
but some guests prefer to have questions and have that more format. But I would like to hire, even if it's like, okay, someone to manage our something, so to take off of our plates.
But that would be great.
Wouldn't that be nice? What's what goals do you have for 2025?
To chill. Chilling is my goal. But that was reminding me of a t-shirt. She was at my house the other day and we were talking about my nervous system. And then she told my husband, she goes, yeah, she's cute, but she's pinging. And I was like, I need that on a shirt.
I don't even remember that.
That's so funny.
She's cute, but she's pinging.
So now I'm going to need that on a shirt too.
That's we have to jump on that before someone takes it.
Yeah, we do. But we just did an interview. I don't know when this is posting in the course of things, but we did an interview with Lizzie, our friend. And one of the things we're kind of talking about is like, I don't need to scale anything. This is not my year to scale. This is my year to like regroup. Mm-hmm. So my goal is to allow myself, because I can sit on the couch all day, but that does not come without me like verbally berating myself internally and externally for sitting on the couch. So just giving myself the permission to not do anything new, start anything new.
You know what I do? And I don't know that I would ever share this, but when I know, like I can tell my body needs to rest, because like I don't sit down that often, even though I'll like stand to do dishes, and then I'll like walk to the chicken coop and do chores, or, you know, manage Leo, we have a tribe level. Yeah. So like doing laundry is like, there's like a lot of steps
I didn't think about that, which is good, but
it's
also
great, but it is something to consider. Yeah. So anyways, I never stay still, but when I know like my body needs to rest, I need to sit down and not do what I've always done, and just ignore the signals of like, hey, you need rest, and basically run my adrenals and all my minerals into the ground. Yeah. If I'm feeling guilty about that, I'll go into the Bible app and I'll search rest. Yeah. Or like whatever you're feeling. And I'll search, and it'll bring up all the verses that have to do with rest. And God talks about rest a lot. Yeah. A lot. Yeah. And like, men are amazing, fantastic. But women hold a lot more of the mental load of all the little bitty things that happen in a family. So like, give yourself some grace. Yeah. Sit down, crochet, watch a movie, read a book. Yeah. I agree. I'm on that verge of like, I don't want to improve this year. I want to be more efficient with my time. Yeah. Because I look back on 2024 and I'm like, I think I could have gotten more done if I wouldn't have been in fight or flight so much. Yes. And like I don't like it. I'm trying to correct it. It's not something I recommend. But when I'm in distress, I doom scroll. Yeah. And when but that's funny. I send my friends a lot of funny reels.
It's true.
It's almost a love language. But yeah, like I find myself like I want to be more efficient on the things I have to do. Podcast, home stuff, simplify everything so that I can actually have more time where like you and I took the kids to a children's museum. Yeah. Prior to like this year, in the last like 3 months, I would have been like, you should be home doing like chores. You know, like your house is a fixer upper. You need to fix that wall. Yeah. You know, this is the year of letting myself chill the frick out. Yeah.
And content. I think I posted it on my Instagram, but
I love that.
This year for me is just being, because I know like we're going to be content. It's like, oh, I'm content. And it's like a false contentment. Like, I'm not content with my living situation. I'm not content living in the Midwest. I'm not content with this, but I'm content because the Lord tells me to. But my heart is not content, even though my brain's like, we're here. I live here. So like actually, and that takes time, I think, to force yourself to actually be still and be grateful. And that's my biggest thing for the years. It's like, you know, I'm content where I'm at. I'm content with my clientele. I'm content in everything. And even if I'm not content, like rushing my way through life is not going to make me content. It's going to make me anxious. So let's just backtrack a little and be grateful for this time with my friend, even though we got 0 full conversations done at a children's museum.
Yeah,
but like
we were just chasing our gremlins.
It's okay because this is where we're at, and it is good.
Yeah, and someday we'll be able to have full conversations, and we'll probably be grieving a little bit about the like, oh, like wow, that time is gone. But also, like, I do grieve sometimes, like, our old friendship. Like, our friendship has evolved a lot in the last, 15 years?
I swear, one day I'm going to post us dancing.
I will jump off a bridge.
I have over 2 hours of footage of us trying our best to memorize the This Is Me dance. We never got more than 2 moves in. 2 hours. But we don't have 2 hours to learn to dance right now. So that is a time that I'm like, kind of miss that. Like, do you know what we could do with 2.5 hours uninterrupted?
Man. This whole house
not learn a whole dance.
I've had like 2 podcasts edited. Like it would be fantastic.
Just not dancing.
Yeah. And that's okay. I say this so much. It is very freeing to know like you can have everything you want. You just can't have it all at once. Like,
yes,
I have prayed for having a homestead. I have it. Praise God. I've prayed about having a child. I have a child.
Yeah.
I have prayed about having a husband who loves me.
Mm-hmm.
I have it. I actually just wrote a song about it last night. I have the thing in my mind that I'm trying to correct of like, oh, I'll be happy when we have 10 acres instead. Yeah. We have 10 acres and it's maybe not a fixer-upper that causes us distress because things are have leaks and need to be fixed.
Yeah.
Like kind of wanting that next best thing. Mm-hmm. This year is going to be like, we're going to time block our renovations, but we will not this year let it consume our life, because like what happened was last year it consumed our life and our mind. Yeah. We actually didn't get that much done. We got a lot done, but it just, because we were so stressed about it getting done, we couldn't like ever enjoy, like even if we were out to dinner with somebody or like we couldn't enjoy it because we were thinking about, oh my gosh, all the things we have to get done.
And you need true community to like thrive. Yeah. We are plants. We need, I hate saying it, I know, but it's like we need the good energy, but we do. Yeah. Of people. We just had that whole conversation today with my kids because I pushed a plant into the sun today because the sun was actually out. So I scooted my new tree over there, and we're talking about the tree, and I was like, well, if you say nice things to the tree, then it'll grow, and if you say mean things, it'll die. And it's like, okay, how do I explain energy to a kid? So I just said, well, what if I said mean things to you every day? Do you think you'd be sad all the time and kind of droopy? And so it was just all that to say, you need that friendship. We are people, and God made people to be in community, and we need that friendship. But it's hard to do that when like your brain's like, oh, my house is dirty, or my dishes aren't done, or I shouldn't be sitting here. I should be, but to really lock in.
Yeah. I love that.
But if you're time blocked, it's like, it's not like, oh, I'm wasting time. It's like, no, this is the block I've allotted gave myself permission to be.
Yeah. I have two things. Remind me about water in a second. Okay. And I'll tell you, but for me, I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't know if I'm not diagnosed. I'm self-diagnosed. I think I'm a little autistic. I don't know what to tell you. That like the time block for me, because it's like, even if I just write it on a piece of paper, I'm like, for 1 hour I'm cleaning, and then nothing else matters. Yeah. It like gives my brain permission to like stop thinking about the shorts and reels I need to edit, or like the chicken roost that needs to be fixed. Yeah. Or like the whole bunch of crap out on my deck. Like the things that like the silent to-do list that like piles up. Yeah. If I time block it, it kind of like quiets those voices a little bit. But what you're saying about like energy and basically like speaking life and having community. There's a gal on Instagram who has, I don't know if she has any product or anything, but she has a microscope and she will like talk crap to water and then freeze it, and then she'll talk love to a cup of water, like what are those things called? Like
the petri dish?
Yeah. Yeah. And she'll like speak lovingly to water and then freeze it, and then she'll put it under a microscope, and the one that's talked crap to looks weird and kind of like dark. Yeah. And not dark, but like kind of demonic. And then the one who like she spoke love to, it looks like light and airy. I don't quite understand it, and I know it sounds woo-woo, but like there is something to like speaking life or speaking death, or like even if your energy going into it, it sounds so stupid.
I know it does, but when you've experienced it, then it's like, okay, I get it.
But like when if I'm stressed about home projects because Dave's stressed about home projects and we have so many things going on, then like my energy going into an interaction is like, like, why is this a value? I need to have like, I need to get home so I can do the things, because like, okay, it's like then the person you're with probably feels more that negative energy of like, oh, they were off that. And then it ruins your relationship, and then you feel like a failure of everything. So like, goal, chill the frick out. Yeah. Yeah. Heal your adrenals.
Yes. Yeah. But also an update from last year. I don't know. Man, we talk so much. I literally never remember when or what we've talked about.
Also, our conversations are the same if we're in front of the microphones or not.
Exactly. Same tone, same ADD. But last year, at the end of last year, I switched from renting a sola 7 days a week to renting a chair.
Nobody knows what a sola is.
Oh, well, people know things. No. Sola is I don't even know how to explain it. It's a building with 30 rooms. It's a franchise that hairstylists or estheticians can work out of. And it's usually like anybody can rent a room in this little place if it's in the beauty industry. And I was paying for 7-day access, which is fine because I had a lot of clients and I was working all the time. But then you're kind of in this room by yourself. So I think over the last few years, I went from 1 year of being kind of secluded to myself, which I think that part of me needed shutting down my business to like let my ego readjust to like, oh, my business failed, which it didn't fail. I survived through COVID with a business that was open 3 months, built it up to a staff of like 15. And then it just wasn't working for the season of my family or whatever. So there's like a lot of thought process that goes into that while I'm still trying to like be happy and shampoo hair all day. And so I think I needed that like time to myself. But then prior to that, when we were at the shop, it was not like, it was nice to talk to people, but there was always that little like separation of this is the boss. Like their conversations are guarded. You're not like getting past surface level with people. And so now I'm in a place where I rent a chair 3 days a week and I work with some of the sweetest people. And in the first day that I was there, someone very openly mentioned, like I think my client canceled, and she's like, oh, you never know what God has planned. So it's like, you know, just nice to hear people immediately, like multiple times a day, someone's talking about God in the place, which is really nice because if you know the hair industry, it's like, that's a rarity. Like you'll have like 1 or 2 other Christian people kind of working with you, but the majority of it is like witches or whatever. It's like the weirdest mixture of like people. And so it's nice that I'm in a space where literally everyone is a believer. Yeah. So that's been really refreshing.
That's amazing. Yeah. Happy for you. Thanks. I don't know what it is, but your eyes are brighter. Why is that?
I'm not as dead inside.
But I think my minerals. You literally have less like eye squigglies.
Hey, thanks. I think that part of that is like my minerals are being built up. I'm going from like not eating, not drinking water. I'm very intentionally not focusing on what I need to cut out because there's a lot of stuff I probably like. I still eat too much sugar or whatever, but I'm trying really hard to spin away from like the negatives, like, oh, I need to get rid of this thing because it's killing me too. Like same thing I said about like eating a supplement with citric acid. It's like now I'm going into it like, okay, what can I add in? And then I feel like when you add in stuff that you need, the stuff that you don't need naturally kind of goes away. Like I don't crave candy all day, every day because it's just kind of, instead of beating myself up, oh my goodness, words, beating myself up for eating candy or wanting candy. It's like, if I eat a piece of candy, okay, it's not going to kill me. Yeah. And then
do you think sometimes
focusing in on adding, because there's a lot of like, stop eating this, don't eat FODMAPs, don't eat nightshades. And I'm like, then I realized this last year because of all the don't eat this, don't eat nightshades, your gut's upset, do this. I just literally stopped eating. And then it's like, well, if I'm going to feel sick, might as well eat a piece of candy because that's here and it's fast and it's not time consuming. So
I think it's so amazing having the resource of social media and podcasts and all the things to learn about what to do and what not to do. But I think it can get really toxic. Like the non-toxic world can get really toxic if you are if you're chronically stressed, about, oh, this beef isn't grass fed. Yeah. Like it's probably cooked in seed oils because I'm at a Mexican restaurant. Like, oh my gosh, it's going to be so bad for me.
Well, now I want chips and salsa. Now
it is going to be bad for you now. Because of your mindset and like because the negative energy. Sorry, one second, guys. Hi, beautiful. I got her to sing "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" in the mic earlier to Jacob. But anyways, you're saying
there's a reel. If I can find it, I think my husband sent it to me. But it was a guy who went to get. I'll have to just post it. But basically, he's like washing his apple, or he picked up an apple to eat it, and it's like, don't eat that. It's covered in whatever. And then he went to wash it. It's like, oh, don't wash it in that. Tap water's full of fluoride. And he goes, no worries. I'll just get a paper towel. It's like, well, that paper towel is bleached. And then he like drops a paper towel, and it's like, oh, I'll just use this dish towel. It's like, well, that dish towel was washed with dish and fabric softener, and that's gonna kill you too. And then he just like this sound, and then he just eats a bag of chips. And I feel like that. Yeah. For me to going from like early 20s where I had the brain capacity and the time to go like 100% paleo for a long time, like I was so strict. I did all these things to get to like this cycle. Like I know what to do. I know, but I'm in an area where I am working, I'm homeschooling, I'm a mother. My brain cells are still kind of depleted from like childbirth and stuff. Like this is not my time to be 100% clean on everything. This is my time to like lots of grace in this phase of life. Cause your tank is different when you're a parent and you're a mother than it is when you are single and have all that brain space.
I do think any mother who is pregnant should be on minerals.
Yes.
And postpartum, like I think where I went wrong with my health postpartum is I stopped taking prenatals and I stopped doing basically anything besides eating. I ate good food.
Yeah.
But I didn't really I didn't have much minerals going into it. I think that's what maybe dropped my tank.
Speaking of minerals, my eye has been twitching for 2 days.
Potassium?
So I think my caffeine's too high still.
Okay.
Which is another thing that I wrote down in my notes of things is this year I am not giving up coffee because I don't drink alcohol. I drink water. Yeah. I will occasionally have a poppy. I like to drink coffee. Don't want mold. Don't want crappy decaf. Mm-hmm. So, and we are affiliates with Danger Coffee, which I love. They remineralize it. And, which I'm not saying it's a health food because it's still coffee, but if you're going to drink it, you might as well drink the best quality. So this is going to kind of segue into an ad that if you use the code UTSP10 on Danger Coffee, you'll get a percentage off. But their decaf is very specifically mold-free, whether not the minerals are actually absorbed, but like I trust Danger Coffee's decaf to not basically have me drinking bleach. So I got back on their auto ship. So we get 1 pack of regular and 1 pack of decaf. And then Jacob went full decaf right away. I will probably always stick with half calf. Maybe I'll wean myself down to decaf, but like I realized I just want the flavor and the beverage, not warm beverage.
Not every
cold,
year.
shaky, icy beverage, but I don't know. I just want to. And even if I do a full calf and I make myself a cold brew, I never get the jitters from it, which can kind of be a bad thing because I know if I'm drinking like coffee shop coffee, when I have to stop before I'm like, this is too much caffeine. Yeah. With that one, I don't really get the jitters. So I think I'm accidentally drinking maybe a little more than I should, but that's also on my list because it's like, I debated for like half a second giving up coffee. And I was like, no, not, it's one of the joys in this life that I love. So if I can find a way to enjoy it without
if anything,
getting molded, then that's where I'm at.
Mold free. And then even if it's mineralized and it just cancels out the depletion, because like coffee does drain you of your like magnesium and calcium and there's like quite a few others. Like it's a drainer of your minerals. Like even if it just cancels it out. Yeah. Great.
Yeah. Then you're at least not going in the negative.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. It's an interesting time to be in where like we have goals with the podcast. Like we want to grow the podcast, but we also don't want we don't want to live the hustle and grind anymore. Mm-hmm. Like we don't want to we don't want to burn the midnight oil. And maybe it's because we're in our 30s. Maybe. Who knows? But like we just find that like Dave and I, when we like burn the midnight oil and we stay up to like 4 or 5 in the morning to get the thing done, like it wrecks then our week. Yeah. Because
it takes a lot longer to recoup from that than it did when we were younger. Yeah. Like we could bounce out. We'd be tired the next day.
Our bodies into the ground in our 20s. Yeah. Like we would work for like days and days and days and live off of
sleep
Starbucks
on couches
and Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Okay, as we wrap up this podcast, is there anything else you want to say?
Yes. Okay. I've not actually tested the Safe Sleeve because I am too lazy to get my own like meter thing. Mm-hmm. But I think with the new Apple updates, I know they break your phone because my camera is trash now, which is really annoying. But like my skin doesn't usually tingle. And with the new updates, like I can barely hold my phone sometimes.
I told you that my hands tingled and you thought I was crazy.
Well, no, mine tingle a little, but now it's to the point where I'm like, I literally can't hold my phone. So I'm like, okay. So I ordered Jacob and I both the Safe Sleeve cases, which are supposed to be great. So far I love it because sometimes if I'm running in the store, especially if I have my firearm, which I always do, I don't always want to take my wallet and I can Apple Pay for stuff with my phone, but I don't ever want to be caught without my concealed carry license. So I like kind of that. I used to have a pop socket with a wallet in the back that had it. I like that this has the little wallet for my concealed carry card to be in. So because I'm always going to have I may not always have my wallet, but I will always have my phone. The only thing I will say is if you're on the fence that I got the one that can pop out because we have the little card charger thing, but it doesn't actually even charge through this when it's all genuine leather. And whatever, this doesn't make it whatever proof, but it's like battery proof, EMF proof, all the things. Doesn't have the RFID blocker like the wallet part does. So they say if you're going to take it out, like don't put this on your skin because it's not doing anything, but it doesn't charge through this. And I've realized as a girl who's going to carry it, like I ordered the little purse strap thing that comes with it just in case I want to throw it on. And then it comes with this little handle, But I learned this the hard way when I flung my phone across the driveway that it slips right out if you like shake it. So I'm hoping I sent them a help desk ticket because I was just so excited when I got it and it's genuine leather that I just tossed the box. And I had that still small voice that's like, maybe don't throw your box away. And I was like, whatever, I'm going to like this. I threw it away. And then 2 days later, flung my phone across the parking lot. I was like, okay, well, maybe I need the one that doesn't do that. So I sent them a help desk ticket. I'm really hoping they'll just swap it out for the one that is attached, because I'm not gonna, since it doesn't actually magnet charge, there's no point in me taking it out of the case. But all that to say, my hands don't tingle. However, my husband still puts it in his pocket now. But I'm like, just because it's in a case doesn't, like, we haven't like tested it with a, what is it, Geiger counter or whatever you want to call it. But so far I have really loved it, but maybe don't get the detachable one because it is $10 more, which I was like, I'll pay $10 more to be able to use my car charger thing, but it doesn't charge. So that's that. Yeah. So if they let me trade it out, I'll trade it out. But that was something I've been wanting to get for a couple of years, but I'm like, I don't want to invest my money in that. But it's like, okay, our phones are on us all the time. That is an investment. Like, that is like a long term. It's a conspiracy
that the EMFs come from your phone. It is a freaking fact that like it is in their clause, in their settings, that like they are not liable. Something, I don't know. It's like 0.55 millimeters away. It's basically like the only thing where radiation doesn't get, like, I don't know. It's in their clause. I've seen it.
To not put on your skin.
To not put it on your skin. Basically that they're still not liable even if you get cancer. Yeah. Which is crazy.
Yeah. So worth the investment. Just, that's my only flaw is that it don't get the detachable.
Yeah. I'm going to ramrod though back to 2025.
Oh yeah.
Because 2024, we had a great year, and I really appreciate all of you guys for like the way you guys support us is by subscribing, by commenting when we post things, sharing things, using our code, because like we couldn't do this if it weren't, and I know you hear that a lot from people, but like we couldn't do this, we wouldn't be doing this if we weren't finding a community of like-minded moms who are also like just doing our best and like let us know if you're also throttling back this year. Like,
because I've heard it from a lot of people. So now I'm just really curious. Is it like a thing? Are we finally all burnt out enough? We all need to go on a mom vacation? Yeah. Just take a breather.
Someday I think it would be really great to have like a UTSP trip somewhere.
Yeah.
Or cruise.
Like a little retreat.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But we're really grateful for all the things we accomplished. We posted 50 episodes. Which is crazy. Like that's, most people don't make it to 20.
Yeah.
But we make like total, we have like what, 200 and something total videos and podcasts posted. We're in like the top, percent of Buzzsprout?
20, I think.
Top 20 in Buzzsprout. Yeah. We're doing things, and we're very excited.
Yeah. But we couldn't do it if you guys, we would not have been in the top 20 if you guys weren't here listening. So thanks for being here and
what's
listening to us ramble and go off.
Yeah, we
topic
have
all the time.
Way more listeners than we have watchers. So like on YouTube, like we don't do that great on YouTube.
Yeah.
But on like our listenership, like we do fairly well. So like, do we need to do the video if people don't watch it? Like, do you guys like video versus audio? Let us know.
But also YouTube actually pays us.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you want to cover?
No, I think that was all my major updates.
Okay, guys, we're grateful for you. We're really excited for 2025. We're gonna still post once a week. We're gonna hopefully do shorts every like two, 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And then just, I don't know, be more present on social media. I think is kind of our thing.
Yeah.
And bring you guys great educational content from people who are smart and won't instill fear. That's the goal.
Yes.
Okay. Love you guys. Have a happy new year, and I wanted to say adios muchachos, but I don't.
Please do.
Adios muchachos.
Bye. This content is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice.
Please do your own research and find a trusted medical professional for personalized guidance and advice.
We are not responsible for your decisions based on the information you hear on this podcast.
Bye.
Bye.